all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to the Ohio Commission on Minority Health Grants Management System training. This is a training for our new grants management system, which means we will no longer be accepting paper applications. All grant applications will be submitted via this system, and today we are going to do a quick training on the system itself. The agenda for today will be reviewing the registration of new users and organizations, how to do existing user sign-in, portal navigation, the reviewing of technical assistance, application menu and application overview, a quick review of the glossary of terms and user guide, the live sign-in process, and question and answers after this video. So everyone, when they first go to use the application system, will be considered a new user and a new organization. And this is the link for self-registration, and the link will be available on the Commission's website at www.mih.ohio.gov and look for the registration link. So once you click on the registration link, this is what you will see. So it will say, "Welcome to Minority Health Grants Management System." If you are a new user or this is your first time accessing the application, please click here. So this will be an external user registration. I would suggest first going and looking for your organization name. Your organization name will not be in the system yet unless someone else in your agency has already registered. If that's the case, it will come up as a pop-up, but if not, click the box and create organization. So you'll first create your organization, and you'll fill in your organization information such as your employee identification number, and then you'll enter the location address, the mailing address, and the billing address of your organization. You will submit that, and once that is submitted, you'll go back to the online screen, and then you will enter your information. Once you enter your information, click the select organization, and then your organization should pop up, and you'll select that and click submit. Once that is done, you will get a screen that says you have successfully registered, and then it will tell you to look for an email that looks like this. So it's a welcome to OCMH new account email. This email will let you know that you have 72 hours to create a password. So just follow the prompts and click on the link. If you cannot click on this link, you can copy and paste it, and it will tell you, it will send you to the password creation page. Once you have created your username and registered your organization, the second link on the Commission's website will be to the OCMH portal, and it'll look like this. So we will go ahead and go into the portal now, and I'll show you how to sign in using your name. So this is what it will look like when you click on the portal into the system. So you'll put in your username that created. So I'm going to put mine in right now. And then you'll put in your password. And then you'll just click lock in. And if you do forget your password, there's a I forgot my password button, so you'll follow those prompts as well, and it will take you through the steps of creating a new password. So that's a bit about the sign-in process and the registration process. Before we get into the system, I just want to talk about some quick tips, and this you will also find in your user guide. But please make sure you gather all your materials needed to complete and submit the application. Each session is 30 minutes, so you'll have 30 minutes to fill out a page in the application. So you'll see in the live system, there will be a countdown clock at the top right, and it'll be counting down from 30 minutes. Once you get to the 5 minutes of inactivity, a warning will pop up saying you have 5 minutes left. The pop-up will ask you if you want to continue the session. If you're still actively working, you'll click yes, but if you're not at your desk, the pop-up will expire and the system will log you out. If that does happen, when logged back in, an indicator triangle will show up and ask if you want to retrieve the unsaved data. If you successfully complete an application page, you'll click Next to save and advance to the next section of the application. The fields with red asterisks are required to be answered before advancing on to the next section of the application. Character counts will come up on each section as well. Here are some examples of character counts, but you'll also see them in the application itself. If entering responses to the questions in a separate Word document prior to working within the system, Microsoft Office does have the ability to do character counts. So make sure you're doing character counts and not word counts. So now we're going to go into the portal itself once again, and I'm going to show you what the portal looks like. Whoops. So we got an error. So all right. So we're in the system and we're going to My Applications. So there's some headers that will come up: Application, Funding, Reports, and Maintenance. So if you want to create a new grant application, you'll go to Application and New Grants Application. So this is the beginning of the application process. You'll do the face sheet and you'll select your organization, and all of that information will then auto-populate. You'll then have to fill out the fiscal year that you're applying for, the grant type, and the project area, as well as your amount requested. And then your executive director information, your project director, and your fiscal officer. This project lead section will automatically fill in to who becomes your project lead. So if we want to take a look at an application that has already existed, we're going to do Search Grant Application. And we have created one to show you what the process looks like. So again, this is the face sheet. All of the information is filled out. Everything that has a red asterisk, you will have to fill out. And again, if this was a live application, there would be a countdown clock on the right-hand side. So you'll see on the left-hand side, it is your has all the sections of your application. So you have to fill out each page first before you can continue. And if this was a live application, again, you would be clicking Next or Submit to save your information. And then you'll go on to your organization information. And this should auto-populate from when you registered your organization. And then you'll go to your project abstract. So again, this is very similar to if you filled out an RFP from the commission before. It's pretty much the same questions that you'll see if it was from the paper application, but now it's just in the live system. So you'll fill out your project abstract, and down here as you're typing, it will show your character count as well. Your proposal narrative, and again, it's the same health area, demographics, gender, age groups, mission and mandate, capacity to serve. Again, all of the same questions, problem, need statement, and sustainability that you, if you filled out an application before, they're already there. You'll go into staff description. So you describe your agency's plan to ensure assigned staff are culturally and linguistically competent. You'll fill out advisory committee, board committee, any staff that is, again, a part of this grant. You'll then fill out method of implementation questions. Your project action plan is now in the system, and this is probably the most the section that will look the most different to our previously funded grantees. So you'll click edit so right now we'll review. But once it's filled out, this is what it'll look like. And it'll have expanded, but when you're going to fill out, you have to define your project model, define your goals, define your objectives, and define your approaches and activities. Then you'll fill out your line item budget, and you'll submit proper documentation that's required. And then you will submit your digital signatures, and then you will submit the grant application. You will also have a reports header as well, and that will come into play once you are actually, if you are funded, you'll have your grant program and evaluation report, and then you'll have your expenditure report as well. But that will be covered in the training if your grant is accepted. So we'll go back to the PowerPoint. And again, everything that we reviewed today can be found in your user guide. This is also on the Commission website, www.mih.ohio.gov. The user guide is an excellent resource, so please make sure you review it before you apply for a grant, and as you are going through the grant application process, we suggest that you look at the user guide because it answers probably many of the questions that you have. Also, at the end of the user guide is a glossary of terms. Please make sure you familiarize yourself with that, or if you have any questions about what something means, please make sure you look at your glossary of terms. If you do come up with an issue and you can't find the answer in your user guide, you'll email us for technical assistance at minhealth@mih.ohio.gov. And remember, the submission of a technical assistance question or request will not change the due date of the application. So if you're working last minute in the grant and something comes up and you email us, your application will still be due by that due date. All users must change their password every 90 days. This is a system security feature that we could not get around. 14 days prior to the expiration, you'll receive an email, and just make sure that you follow the prompts from there on out. And again, this is something that we just reviewed, existing users and logging in, how to create a new grant application and how to search for an existing application. Again, we just reviewed that, and again, you can refer to your user guide if you have any questions. And these are the sections that we reviewed as well, and then the glossary of terms. So we reviewed the systems training, and this systems training will be available throughout the application process, so you can always refer back to it if you have any questions. You have a question about how to sign in or register. This training will be available on our website. So we have 2 applications that will be opening soon on April 22nd. That's our demonstration grant application and our lupus application. So please make sure that you go to our website and check that out. They both will be due June 3rd. Our Infant Mortality Hub Grant and our Minority Health Month funding will be announced at a later date. This is the end of our systems training. Again, the systems training will be available on our website, www.mih.ohio.gov, throughout the application process. Thank you.